Hey guys, welcome to Ruthie's Reading Room. I'm Ruthie, and here's my friend Jaw. Oh, turn around, Jaw. And here's my friend Jaw. We're going to share a story with you today. I'm going to invite you to get your special toy or blankie, or invite one of your caregivers to read the story with you. Run and come back now. All right, is everybody back? Can anybody tell me if they see anything that's different? Yes, I'm ready to read on a comfy pillow today in the corner of my room so that we could enjoy a story in a different place. Isn't that fun? It's kind of nice and magical. And I think Jaw wanted to change the scenery too. So, does everyone have their stuffy with them? Ready to go? Great. Let's see which book is coming off the shelf next. Oh, I Am Rosa Parks. This story is written by Brad Meltzer and illustrated by Christopher Eliopoulos. I thought since it's Black History Month that I would share a few stories about significant people in the Black community, in Black history, and stories that tell of the history that brought Black people to where we are today and where we're moving towards in the future. All right, so let's make sure we're all ready. Since I'm sitting in a comfy pillow, I can sit with you like this. So can we put our listening ears on and put our hands in our lap? Perfect. Let me just make sure. All right, guys, let's see. Oh, let's get this the right way so I can see. Okay, is everybody ready to hear the story today? It's a really good one. All right, come on and join us. Thank you, that's great. Hi, I see you waving, hi. All right, let's get started. Are you excited, Jaw? I'm excited. I love learning about people in history. I am Rosa Parks. I am Rosa Parks. Growing up, I was small for my age. I was sick a lot too, since we didn't have money for a doctor, but that didn't mean I was weak. I'm not that short. Looks like you are. So, you see, this is the line for Rosa. This is Rosa's younger brother, and this is most kids. So she was a bit shorter than everybody else, wasn't she? When I was 11, as I was walking home from school, a boy on roller skates came zipping by and shoved me. He thought I'd be an easy target. Maybe because she was little? I think he was wrong. To his surprise, I turned around and pushed him back. I knew fighting was wrong, which it is, but I didn't want him picking on me again. Uh-oh, this is going to be bad, says one of the friends here. His mother saw what happened. She was mad that I pushed him. And she says, "Did you push my son?" But you know what made her even madder? I was Black and her son was white. She immediately started yelling, "I'll have you put in jail. You'll never get out again." Wouldn't that be scary as a little kid? Someone telling you to go to jail for pushing their child? No question, it was scary, but my mother and grandfather taught me to respect myself and to expect respect from others. So instead of backing down, what do you think she did? I stood my ground and calmly but firmly I explained, "Your son was the one who pushed me. I didn't bother him at all. I wasn't just standing up to that mom or even to the boy on roller skates. I was standing up for myself." Isn't that important, boys and girls? You got to stand up for yourself sometimes. After that, the boy and his mom never bothered me again. Still, it's hard to change things. Sometimes it can take a long time. Back then, if you were black, you were treated unfairly just because of the color of your skin. You weren't allowed to live in the same neighborhoods as a white person, eat in the same restaurant, ride the same elevator, or use the same bathroom. You couldn't even drink from the same water fountain. One was marked for whites and the other for colored. That's really too bad. When I was little, I used to wonder if white water tasted different from colored water. I even wondered if colored water came in lots of colors. Because it's called colored, right? That makes sense. So you see, she thought her water would come like a rainbow. But it didn't. The only difference was I had to walk outside or even down the block to get mine. Of course, it wasn't just about water fountains. This was my school, a small old wooden building with one room and one teacher for all of us. Everyone from the 5-year-olds to the 6th graders were stuffed in that one room. There were no windows, desks, and barely any books. For the kids who go to school, can you imagine all the kids from all the different grades being taught by one teacher? No desk to sit at and nothing to work on, or not many books and stuff? That would make it really hard to learn, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Since most kids had to work on a farm to earn money, we only went to school 5 months during the year. Less school, hooray, said one kid. But Rose said, don't say hooray, that's bad. We also brought our books home every night. Why? Why do you think? Yeah, those are some good answers. Let's find out why. Because we were worried that folks who hated the color of our skin would burn down our school. Now that's really scary, isn't it? Now here's the school for kids who were white. Notice the difference? So this was a school for black kids, and this was a school for kids who were white. It was a new brick building with beautiful windows, new desks, and plenty of books, plus a playground. They went to school 9 months out of the year since they weren't working in the fields like we were. Now can we say hooray? Asked the friend. No, there's no hooray about this. Also, if you were black, you had to walk to school. If you were white, you got to take a bus. The worst part was when I'd walk home with my brother, the kids on the bus would throw trash at us. It made me feel horrible. But there were no civil rights back then. The only solution was to move off the road. And really, what kind of solution is that? As I got older, things didn't change much. There's no room in here, lady, says the person at the back of the bus. One winter, I was waiting for the local city bus. If you were black, you had to ride in the back. If you were white, you rode up front. On that day, the back of the bus was packed, so it was too full for any more people. But there were plenty of seats in the front. I was just trying to find a place to sit. But as I entered through the front door of the bus, look at the bus driver. What do you think you're doing? You need to get off and use the back door. Only whites can come in the front. But I'm already in, Rosa said. I tried to explain that there was no room to get in through the back. The driver didn't care. He wanted me off the bus. He grabbed me by my coat sleeve. I dropped my purse near the front door. To pick it up, I sat in the front seat, a white seat. It made the driver madder than ever. That's it, get out, get off my bus. That's what he called it, my bus, as if it were his. The bus wasn't his, though. It belonged to all of us. Still, that afternoon, the driver got his way. He kicked me off. See you soon. Yes, you will, Rosa said. But I promise you, that wasn't the last time I'd face that bus driver. Wow, Rosa's pretty brave, isn't she? From there, in addition to working as a seamstress, I started working to change things. At the NAACP, we fought for fairer laws and made sure that people's stories were heard. I also stopped using colored water fountains. I'd rather go thirsty than be treated so poorly. It was the same with separate elevators. Instead of riding them, I'd take the stairs. But as for real change, even I didn't know what was coming. It was the end of a busy Thursday. I was 42 years old and on the bus going home. This time, I was sitting in the first row of seats that were allowed for Black people. There was one man next to me and two women across from me. Isn't this interesting? Do you get to ride the bus sometimes? Oh, only sometimes. It was the same driver from before, the exact same one from all those years earlier. At the third stop, a few white people got on, filling the rest of the empty seats. There was one white person left standing, so the driver told those of us in my row, "Let me have those front seats." What do you think Rosa's gonna do? At first, none of us moved, but when he asked again, "Y'all better make it light on yourselves and let me have those seats." That means move it. The other three people got up. I stayed right where I was. Sliding over to the window, I thought about what he was demanding. He wanted to take my seat away. He wanted to give it to that man. And why? Because I was Black and the man was white. Some hard decisions we have to make. I knew what the rules said, but I also knew in my heart that's not how you treat people. Without a doubt, the driver was mad, but I never lost my cool, never raised my voice. "Are you gonna get up?" the driver said. What'd she say? "N-O, no." People say that the reason I refused to give up my seat was because I was tired. And I was. But it wasn't the kind of tired that came from aching feet. The only tired I was tired of giving in. "Well, I'm going to have you arrested," the driver said. "You may go on and do so." She's really brave, willing to go to jail for what she believes in. Before me, there were other brave women who had refused to give up their seats. Still, on that day, for violating the rules of Montgomery, Alabama, I got arrested. But by standing up for myself, I ignited a movement. From there, the Montgomery bus boycott began. For 381 days, that's well over a year, all Blacks in the city, and even a few whites, refused to ride the public buses. And look, "But if you don't use the buses, we'll go out of business." And Rosa says, "Then maybe you should think about changing your rules." Finally, the rules were changed. Public buses were no longer allowed to separate people based on the color of their skin. That's a good decision. Move in the right direction, I think. That was only the beginning. Eventually, we were allowed to drink from the same water fountains, ride the same elevators, and yes, go to the same schools. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote that we are all created equal. Finally, the nation was starting to act like it. And look, Rosa's friend is saying, "Now can we say hooray?" And she says, "Soon. We're close." Of course, that didn't mean the fight was over. There were thousands of other people just like that bus driver, but after hearing how I didn't give up my seat, there were now thousands more people just like me, together, inspired, and committed to justice. And look here, he says, "My name's Martin. Do you know of a famous person named Martin?" Yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. Want to hear a rough draft of my speech? He did write a famous speech, didn't he? And Rosa says, you bet I do. In my life, people tried to knock me down, tried to make me feel less than I was. They teased me for being small, being black, being different. Let me be clear, no one should be able to do that. Isn't that right, John? Yeah. But if they try, you must stand strong. Stand up for what's right. Stand up for yourself, even if it means sitting down. When you do, others will follow. You can be a leader for good and positive change, right? And it says, what's the medal? It's a Congressional Gold Medal, one of the government's highest honors. George Washington got one too. Cool. Now her friend is saying, now can I say hooray? And she says, go for it. Hooray! I am Rosa Parks. I'm not a politician or a president or an actor or a famous business owner. I'm just an ordinary person, but I'm also proof that there's no such thing as an ordinary person. I hope you'll always stand up for yourself, and I hope you'll remember that we're all in this together. Wow, that was a great story. And here at the end, it shows a picture of Rosa Parks. That's great. I hope you learned a bit about Black history today through reading the book on I Am Rosa Parks. And I hope that makes you think about how we treat each other. Right, John? Always treat each other with respect. Well, that's our story for today. I hope you come and join us again soon in Ruthie's Reading Room. And remember, the best place to read is wherever you are with a book. Bye. See you next time, guys, and happy Black History Month.
Ruthie's read it.